twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Season. So we're going to have tonight for you a League of Legends playoff match. We are going up against New Haven, University of New Haven. So this is interesting because League of Legends got started a little bit late this year, and because of that they had to make some last minute adjustments, and the playoff schedule is going to be slightly different than our regular league play, and so we have actually never played New Haven this year. So the playoffs aren't necessarily against the teams that we have been playing. There are some that we have played that made it and some that didn't, that are from different leagues. And so how that out this evening. And the guys have been really getting ready. We've had a few technical issues, but they shouldn't be too bad. It looks like they're working through them right now. So we're going to go ahead and switch to them and so have you introduce the team. So tonight we have, as you can see there, starting over there at the left, that is MethodicalMelody, also known as Stephen Patterson. In the middle there, you've got Charlie Grete, and on League of Legends, he is known as a Frisbee, and I cannot pronounce the last part of that one. It's Meniscus. It's Roman sounding. But anyway, Frisbee. We call him Frisbee. And then on the end, we have the captain, Daniel Wentz, also known as MrOneShot. Then on the other side of the arena, you can see there, we've got under the big Faulkner logo there on the far right, that's Ethan Dixon, and he goes by RapterKlaw in game. And then right next to him in the middle, with the Faulkner logo on it, that is MrGunk, also known as Zane Thrash. So we've got all the guys ready in here and set up. They are raring to go, and if Faulkner wins tonight, they do advance to the semifinal round. And that would mean, because this is a tournament of 8, that they will get to move on from that and play whoever wins the other match. And that match will take place, if they are able to advance tonight, will take place this Saturday, November 12th at 2 p.m. So we'll actually have a Saturday game, which we have not had very often. I think we've only had one Overwatch game this year that has happened on Saturday. All the rest have happened on week. That'll be something that's a little different, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. And of course, we'll let you know on the social media platforms and everything else while that's going on. So let's it looks like they're in the lobbies and getting ready to get set up now. And of course, we have our Will back there pressing all the right buttons, staying on the air and trying to get that. We're actually going to be going into spectator mode, so there is going to be a little bit of, and that's part of the reason that we started. You'll notice we started a little bit later because there is actually a 3-minute delay on that, and that serves a lot of different purposes. One of the things it does is we don't think that our opponent, New Haven, would cheat or anything like that, but just to ensure that it's fair for everybody, we do that to make sure that there's nobody like watching and giving information. So we're actually not live. It's going to be a 3-minute delay because spectator mode. That's done to make, and actually it's policy not only to make nobody cheat against us, but also there is a bit of a delay on that, and that's something try to ensure that games here. And we also have one of the things that we'll be looking at is we'll be doing a free round of free on this. So it's best free match we're going to be playing. So this is going to probably take time. These are good teams, and they tend to sort of plug it out with one another. And so that's the thing about League. We give your money's worth getting a broadcast to be able to keep entertained. So guys are gearing up here, and it looks like they are going to be tagging in here pretty soon. So they're getting their rosters ready, their bands ready. Let's go ahead and check in. Go ahead and pull up chat to see what bands have already been. Oh, actually I forgot. They don't do that over chat. So that's my mistake. You see, in Super Smash Brothers, what they will do is they will decide all of the bands and everything like that. They don't actually do that in League of Legends, because they have the bands take place on the third screen, so they have like third screen. Is honestly pretty cool, and it's do it. But it also means that we don't get that in the chat, so we just have to wait on them to make those. But we will have them up here pretty soon. And be sure to like and subscribe if you're watching our stream on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch, or if you have to watch Twitter, you could at the very least like the tweet. And well, you could subscribe to our. But also remember that, of course, we don't broadcast the game there, but you can also follow us on Instagram. So pretty much any social media site you're on, Faulkner has there, and you can go and watch lots of our fantastic there. As one thing that you may notice too about my attire, usually I'm dressed up in Faulkner stuff or stuff that relates to the game, you know, something like that. Tonight I'm actually decked out in America stuff. That's because it's election day. And for those of you who may not know, I actually used to be a political pundit for News Radio 1440 right here in Montgomery. So news and politics is definitely something I'm into. Not to talk about that tonight. That's the topic that we are here for. But if you ever are interested in that, you can check out any of my political opinions on Tactics Radio. And of course, I will be monitoring the election closely tonight. The polls just closed here in the state of Alabama about 42 minutes ago. But we're going to be here with League of Legends tonight. So I wear many hats. I do a lot of different things when it comes to broadcast here tonight. Them going ahead and getting into the playoff game for these sports. I hate to hear that Charlie, it seems like, having an issue. So that may be one thing that's calling us a little bit. Hopefully, be able to fix that quickly. And if you have ever played, you understand how incredibly important it is for you to be able to communicate quickly with teammates. Because there is so much team coordination in this one. I would say the only one that has more team coordination out of all the games is probably CSGO. That would be the only one that I would say team coordination might be more important. I think even in Overwatch, important because there's so much that fog of war kind of thing going on that you can sort of just be a decent Overwatch player and know what you do. In League, there's so much coordination between what you buy. There's so much coordination between who's going to do what and who jumps into what role and who's going to gank who and who's going to be going with the other. Like, there's just so much coordination. So many different levels. Really, I do think that you're going to see here this evening is important to have those comms up, ready to roll if need be. So let's see, we're going with this. Looks like they are in queue right. Oh, I can see it. There we go. Yeah, so looks like Raptor is making his selection here. Some interesting. Actually, okay, there we go. So it looks like on our side we have Mordekaiser, which is not a skunk. We have RapterKlaw, who we're seeing right now. That is Build-A-Bear. That is one of And
If I want your opinion, I'll beat it
is
out
going
of
to
you.
be Daniel. Mr. Going to be
I do not tolerate
the other
cowards.
team. We've got Atrox, Heracrim, Rise, Caitlyn. Caitlyn is one of my favorites. I don't get her lane, but Caitlyn is an extremely good bottom laner. Has and looks like our side Stephen has chosen the Veer, and then we have Frisbee with Yumi. So an interesting selection, I believe, based on this. Has me to tell exactly what the setup. Now, remember, I'm actually still fairly new to League of Legends, so I haven't quite learned all the intricacies of some of the characters. So, I mean, there's over 100 characters. That is a challenge, but just be forgiving if I make a mistake on commentary because, it looked like Lux is going to be the final selection for the other team. So, Volibear is the jungler. Volibear is one that you used to see in the meta, and I don't think that you're going to see Volibear as often nowadays. So it's interesting that with him, I have seen some very good Volibear players just successful. I've seen him do very well in resource gathering, but we'll see. All right, well, let's go ahead and switch to PC because we don't want to catch any of the strategy. There we go. Or you can just switch back while you get that ready. So we've got a countdown here. We've got about 2 minutes before the match will actually start for us. So we'll see how that works. And it looks like we've got about 2 minutes left, about 1:55 now. So we will definitely get that to you as quick as we can. And this is one of the reasons that I tell people when they ask about it, League of Legends is really kind of like chess. I mean, there's so much that goes into the preparation for it. There's so much that goes into having to know what's going on in the game and why people make the moves they do. So it's actually very much like chess. What you're going to see very often is that there is going to be an awful lot of picking, counter picking, trying to maneuver your opponent into the position that you want. And the thing is, if you don't understand the intricacies of chess, if you don't understand how the pieces move, but not only just how the pieces move, but also the manipulation game that is going on between two players, a chess match can be something that not just the average person can sit down and enjoy. And so League of Legends really requires a intricate understanding of how the game works to really grasp it and appreciate all of the different decisions that are being made by our combatants here. So we're down to about 40 seconds left in the countdown, and we will get you to that match here in just a second. And just half a minute left. So while we're waiting, I will mention that I was speaking to some of the different soccer players earlier today, and it's funny because right now below us, you can't hear it on the mic, I'm sure, but we actually have a soccer banquet going on directly below Regitar USA High-Res Arena where we are right now. And so it is kind of funny. I was joking with my students earlier. They had the setups and the tables and everything, and I said, man, I know us making the playoffs in League of Legends, it was a big deal, but I did not expect them to go to have a full banquet just for us. That was really nice of them. So, all right, here we go. We're going to go ahead and get underway here. So, game is loading. And there we are. We are in game. So you can see there, it's Faulkner versus the New Haven Chargers. And, lucky for us, the red and blue teams happen to wind up on the right side, but we did correct that error from next week. If they do switch sides in one of the next ones, then we'll be fine because we actually have a reverse scoreboard as well. So, luckily, we do have that available in case that happens in one of the subsequent matches. I apologize for not having that last week, but we've got it ready now.
Look up.
So, I do like that MethodicalMelody has the Pizza Girl skin. I've always thought that one was funny. Attack you with the giant pizza. I don't know, Will. I'd kind of like to be attacked by a giant pizza right now. I would definitely be in favor of it. Of course, I had a fantastic lunch, and if they ever want to sponsor us, I'll talk about them all day. I'd love to get them as a sponsor. Alright, so MrGunk getting aggressive early on here. You see Zane kind of taking some hits, but then actually going sort of defensive and deciding it's not worth the effort right now, not getting super aggressive and trying to take an early kill. Maybe he could have picked up a kill there, but, you know, he also probably decided the cost was more than it was going to help him. Alright, and RapterKlaw and MethodicalMelody teaming up to take on one of the big monsters there. Wiggle Dizzle. That's actually a pretty good name. Kind of like that one. Alright, so Gunk trying to win a quick fight up there. Oh, Will, you took it off center there. Just yeah, just take the mouse. No, what you want to do is just kind of leave the mouse to where it's not scrolling, and it'll go back to director mode immediately. Like it's already gone back. You're good. Sorry, Will's a new producer for League, and League is the hardest game to produce because of that. So it's a little more technical, and you have to use spectator mode in a different way than you do all the others. So, but now you know, and knowing is half the battle. Ba-da-da-da. Alright, Gunk getting an early advantage with the HP and really doing what he can to sort of mow down some minions. Has a great deal of area of effect there with this character. Really showing off the AoE attacks. And the camera keeps switching between these two because you can see that there's so much back and forth going on, even very early on. Usually your teams tend to not be this aggressive early game, but it looks like they decided, really both teams, to kind of go for the throat even early on here. We'll see how that works out for them. Alright, so Zane up in top lane, looking to win this fight, where you've got MethodicalMelody there. Alright, so now this could get a little bit more dicey because while Gunk has been winning so far, being next to the tower and getting that turret fire really gives them an advantage, at least in that position. So it's been going his way so far, but it may not. Of course, it also means he gets to put some damage on the tower, so that might wind up working out better for him long run than it does in this one fight. Alright, so MethodicalMelody deciding to sort of take back a little bit. And Gunk has really positioned Squizzle Digital into a corner there. MethodicalMelody with the ranged attack. I love that. It's like a pizza boomerang. Is that John Smith as opposed to just John Smith? Also, they spelled his name wrong. I mean, if you're doing like the historic John Smith, he has an H in his name. Alright, so Mr. Gunk sort of waiting there in the bushes, biding his time. I think what he's done here is he's left his opponent with just enough HP to where he could just sort of drop back and heal, which would not be a bad strategy, but it is going to cost him some time. Or he can just kind of wait for his opponent to make a mistake and then jump out at him from the bushes. So in both of those occurrences, it looks like Gunk would have the advantage, though, playing that pretty smartly up there in top lane. And here we have the captain, MrOneShot. I will say it is a little confusing when I do commentary because we have MrGunk and MrOneShot. Like, why do you have so many courtesy titles? Why can't you just, like, maybe one of you should become Dr. One-Shot. Sounds like an off-brand Dr. Pepper. You ever had off-brand Dr. Pepper? You don't want that. Life is too short to drink Sam's Choice Cola. Just not good. Or what is the Dr. Pepper version of that? Dr. Thunder? That's trash. Alright, here we go. Nice! Alright, so MethodicalMelody doing a good job of sort of wiping out those minions, and you can see those long-range area of effect attacks that utilize the throwing disc there, really giving him an advantage over those large groups of minions, and very quickly he's cut them down in bottom lane. It looks like both of our bottom laners have been kind of soloing it, as opposed to... Oh, wait, I say that. As I say that, the support shows up. So... that is commentator's curse right there. So far, as you can see, everything pretty even. Neither team has taken a tower. They both have exactly the same amount of gold. Neither team has a kill. And so far, these teams, at least by the numbers, very even. And we see the Boomerang Pizza coming out. So MethodicalMelody, a little bit low on health, but then recovering pretty quickly. Alright, and a team fight going on here. Now, Gunk is outnumbered, but he already gets one kill. Can he get another one? I don't know that that's going to be possible. It looks like he's running a little low on health here. Oh, but RapterKlaw comes in for the gank, and they may be able to get this kill pretty well. Oh yeah, low HP. All right, so Gunk in trouble with the chop from that turret. So they decide that it's not worth the kill, and they just kind of drop back. But Faulkner right now leading with 2 kills, being able to get the better of New Haven in that team fight, taking an early lead. Hopefully that's a trend that we can mimic. I tell you what, though, the fact that we are a full 8 minutes into gameplay and only have 2 kills, looks like they're playing a very long version of this game, so this is going to be a long win. It looks like both teams have decided to go... I said early on that they had gone uber offensive, and it looked like that was going to be the strategy for both of them, but I think they've taken a much more defensive. They've decided to test the waters a little more, play it a little more cautiously, and we're seeing the results of that. And so far, Faulkner has made it almost 9 minutes without getting killed once, not losing a single one. I will say it is. I get no shortage of amusement from the pizza slices just flying back and forth between different ones with her specialty attacks there. Oh, and I say that actually there's a double kill there by the New Haven team, which results in them tying it up 2-2. Oh, now this is an interesting development. It looks like New Haven's going for the Drake. And Steven kind of slowly walking his way back into bottom lane. Gunk taking on Squiggle. And he's got the minions advantage. He's got the HP advantage, but he is very close to the turret, so can he pull this out? Man, that thing does a whole bunch of damage. Oh, and the Rift Guardian jumps in. So now we're getting an interesting fight. Oh, but the New Haven Chargers decide to gank with the John Smith as opposed to just regular John Smith. I'm not sure which one's better. I'm not sure why one is the. What is he, like an Ohio State transfer? Oh man, MethodicalMelody in trouble and goes down. Kind of gets caught by himself out there. Frisbee trying to come up and give him some heals, but isn't able to do so in time. And now they're going after Frisbee. Frisbee. Fly, Frisbee! That works on 2 levels. Fly! And gets rooted, trapped, and is taken down very quickly, which gives New Haven a 2-4 lead here with 11 minutes into the game. But it looks like Gunk is about to even it up because he is really giving Squiggle Dizzle the business. Yeah, you try saying that 5 times fast. MethodicalMelody coming down here on bot lane. Come on, Gunk. There we go. And Carbuncle down there on the bottom. Alright, so got the duo of Frisbee and MethodicalMelody kind of trolling around on bottom lane, clearing out some minions. And, oh, they're going to make a run for the tower. So Faulkner already has 1 tower, but this tower, oh, first plate falls. They are able to get 1 plate, which gives them a little boost on gold, which they need because they're currently a little bit under the other team on gold. Not by much, but enough to where that tower plate is going to make a little bit of a difference. So you can see MethodicalMelody and Frisbee kind of trying to test the waters there, seeing what they can get. And it's interesting because Gunk has been kind of owning Squiggle Dizzle up there in top lane, but at the same time he keeps falling back and hasn't actually gotten a good kill off of him. Oh man, there we go with MethodicalMelody getting a kill. Of that. Picks out. Oh, that's bizarre. All right, hopefully we're not having audio issues. I'll try to adjust my receiver here, see if that helps. Hopefully that fixes the problem. All right, Gunk about to take another tower.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
So 1 turret goes down. In top lane. MrOneShot getting his minions taken out, and it looks like both of them just kind of decide in middle lane, we'll just kind of dance around here. Neither one getting super aggressive, and in comes a wave 2 of the minions, and then do you say that? Social high 1? Okay, there we go. That's better. I only got a glimpse of the tech before, so why you. Alright, and going for the dragon here. Can Faulkner steal? In comes Volibear, and then everybody on the other team immediately goes for it. Oh, it looks like the whole team is there in one spot, so let's see how this goes. Magic and pizzas for everyone. There you go. Alright, they get one. They get the other. Double kill. And it looks like they're going to steal the dragon. Nice job, guys. Let's go. Soar Eagles. Now it is time to take a break and heal, because that was rough. They did win, and I don't think got killed once off of that, actually. I didn't see a death. There is one other death on the scoreboard now, but I think that may have been something that happened off screen. And Gunk returning to home base. Alright, so here we have bottom lane. Skitter giving chase and gonna attack Faulkner's turret there. But MrGunk on bottom lane, changing it up a little bit, gonna come in and tank to act as a defensive wall there. So it looks like what has happened is the Faulkner team has decided to change dance partners. They're sending in their tank against Caitlyn and Skitter, and then gonna have their bottom laners run up top. Which is interesting because the bottom laners, because of the tankiness of Gunk's character, really not able to do as much damage as you would think, despite being the main DPS for their team. And it looks like MethodicalMelody, that really kind of worked on both fronts, because you see Frisbee and MethodicalMelody really given the business on top lane too. So on both sides, it looks like Faulkner made the right call there with changing up their top and bottom lane, which of course that's a sort of a high risk, high reward maneuver, but it looks like it wound up working out in their favor. So Faulkner taking a 9-6 lead here and have secured more monsters and at this point more gold as well. So getting an advantage in several categories with some unique place. Now I imagine what would happen is they wind up shifting off of that pretty quickly. Okay, and the Rift Guardian takes out the red turret. And there goes Caitlyn on the other side. Gunk able to put some pressure, but he's able to escape. They do get credit for the shutdown, but not the kill. And able to get another kill on Faulkner there with taking down Melody. And here we've got Frisbee actually acting as support for Volibear. RapterKlaw. Looks like he got frozen there.
Has been destroyed.
Squiggle Dizzle trying really hard to escape, but not able to do so. Taken down by the team captain, who now has to deal with Social High and gets trapped by Gunk. Gets ganked by Gunk. That's the right way to say it. It's not at all confusing. The punk got ganked by Gunk. All right, and a fight going on there for the top turret. We are now past the 20-minute mark, and Faulkner with a 3-kill lead, 11-8. This is a very low amount of kills, really, for both teams this late in the game. Both teams have played a little bit more cautiously, but I do think it's a testament, and you expect this in playoffs, to how good the teams have both been at managing their kills and their attacks. And Faulkner with an advantage in gold and basically tied up in tower. So still a very even match, still anybody's game. It would not be at all surprising to see New Haven wind up coming back on this very quickly. It can turn around very fast. But Faulkner right now, it looks like they're going to go and try to smack him around. Gold there goes in. Alright, so MethodicalMelody takes down Skitter, but they also take down RapterKlaw, so we've lost our jungler for the moment. About to take on Squirrel Dizzle and Social High. So, man, they are really on the run here. Faulkner giving them the business, breaking stuff, and taking names. Like to see it. Only 2 of their teammates survived that team fight. Faulkner definitely getting the better of New Haven on that one. And it looks like they're going to get another kill here with the John Smith. And don't get the kill, but they do take down the turret. Here's something a little bit different. MethodicalMelody and Frisbee taking on the Golem instead of the jungler, which I guess Polar Bear is probably still recovering. So that may be why they're farming and taking over his role a little bit.
Perfect.
I was talking earlier about getting a sponsorship. Maybe we could have Steven play that skin every single game and maybe get a local pizza restaurant's endorsement. MethodicalMelody skin brought to you by. Alright, and Gunk going up against Social High and Skitter simultaneously, but Image comes at him from the side. So RapterKlaw comes in. Looks like we traded a kill for a kill, but then they're going to take down Ethan, and OneShot is going to flee for his life, hoping that he doesn't get quadruple teamed there, which is the right call. You don't want to take unnecessary losses, especially when you've got what is right now by no means a comfortable lead, but a substantial one that would not be quickly reversed. When you're in that situation, you don't want to make dumb mistakes and give things up when you don't have to. It's interesting, too, that Frisbee and MethodicalMelody have spent a considerable amount of time in the jungle. They've been doing quite a bit of farming, more so than really working bottom lane all that much. I don't know if that's because Faulkner's strategy right now is to just kind of maintain bottom lane's defense, but not really push much there and instead push in other places, or what the calculus is there. OneShot takes down a few minions. And RapterKlaw gonna jump into mid lane real quick here. Jump right back out. Gonna go prowling for some prey. And find some to take down very quickly. He and MrGunk now in the same spot. Oh, and with One Shot and Melody, they must be heading to do something. Not sure exactly what. Must be about to take on one of the big beasts in the jungle or something. I'm not sure. MrGunk has slain the John Smith. It's not just a kill, it's a slaying. Make it sound more dramatic. Alright, and Gunk also takes down Squiggle Dizzle. And Skitter. Nice. Faulkner really starting to pull away with that lead. And it looks like Polar Bear is about to take down Image as well. Very nice. Comes close to dying, but doesn't quite. Now he's going to sit back and recover a little bit while his teammates take on the dragon. Luckily, because they've gotten enough team kills, there's virtually no chance that they can steal, and they do get the dragon. At this point, they're up by about 6,000 gold and 8 kills, so they're going to get a little bold here and go for Baron, who gives them a minion boost if they can take him down. Now this one is a little bit riskier because, yep, right on cue as I was saying it, the other team has had a little bit of time to recover, which means that they could potentially do a steal here, but Gunk's going to take down Social High here, it looks like. Does get ganked by Squiggle Dizzle, but he's so beefed up I don't know that it's going to make much difference. Now when the rest of the team joins him like that, it definitely makes a difference. Yeah, they do shut down MrGunk there. So they do take the kill off of Faulkner. But you can see there with the Baron, they get the minion boost, so the added potency of their minions giving them a little extra something to be able to maybe take on a tower right here, or even take down a team if they happen to be in one of the lanes. So Caitlyn and Skid are working together and working pretty well to try to take down these beefed up minions, but MethodicalMelody going to come in and going to try to whittle away that HP bar as quick as possible. But the rest of the team shows up to defend, and that's going to make it very difficult for them to do anything of substance here. The team kind of regroups there, as you can see. And 3 of them are teamed up. They're going to take out some minions here really quickly. And now they've set it up to where they're in a much better position to fight, where they have minions and the other side doesn't. And not just minions, but pretty beefed up minions. One shot right here in the very tippy top of mid lane here. Takes down the final turret before entering enemy base. And this may be the start of the end. I hope that is the case. Faulkner doing very well in this round. And so far we have been going for 30 minutes, so it would be getting pretty close to the time where a team would typically start thinking about endgame. And I mean in-game for this, not the Marvel movie. I mean, I'm probably thinking about it now, but... Takes on Squiggle Dizzle in another team fight, but with superior numbers and superior stats, it does not take them long to take him down. And Gunk has slain Squiggle Dizzle. RapterKlaw takes down Social High 1. And so now on 2 different fronts, Faulkner attacking the main base of the opponents. And going to be fighting hard to try to keep them back, but even Gunk, get shut down from the combined might of the entire team focusing on him. That was a good strategy by them to try to take out the tank and focus on him first. Really easy to, especially in the fog of a team fight like that, just kind of fire randomly at the nearest one, but you see New Haven showing some discipline, not getting too flustered, actually attacking the primary tank for that team. And they do repel the attack successfully, but not before losing some turrets and a couple of crystals. So that's going to be something Faulkner is definitely going to try to capitalize on later. Now New Haven inevitably going to try to make a run here. And the dragon's back. Dragon respawns. Probably going to try to take on this dragon. And no surprise. Oop. And there goes Gunk. So he's going to smack real quick, but they do take the dragon. They do get credit for that. So Faulkner just a little bit late on making that attack. I do get that, especially when you're stealing, one of the things you want to do is basically come in at the last second so your team doesn't have to expend as much resources to take down the monster, but they waited a little too late there, and New Haven winds up getting the dragon. But yeah, it's looking good. They are in a good position here, and oh, and they're going to try to clear bottom lane too. Now, whoa. What just happened? I'm not sure why, but the screen just went flat.
Killing spree.
So, am I correct in understanding there was a defeat? Is that the last, Oh, we won? So I'm not sure what happened there, guys. I do apologize, but for some reason the game just cut out on us. But it sounds like we actually won the round, which I was about to say it said defeat there on the scoreboard. I was like, well, that's not good. And I wasn't sure how that would have happened because it looked like we were way ahead. Yeah, I tell you what, let me just step into the arena here for a second. Hey, guys, did we win that last round? Okay, good, because the screen just went black, like right before the ending, and I couldn't tell what happened. All right, so I am getting it straight from the guys right now, live as we're in the arena, so I'm not sure why our screen went black, but we did win that last round, so that puts us up with a score of 1 and New Haven nothing. So we'll get back to the action as soon as they jump in there. But yeah, good job, guys. Appreciate that. And hate that we didn't get to see the ending of that one. That looked like an exciting one. But here we are. And we will be, of course, playing another one. It would be really nice to be able to win the next one and not have to play 3. It'd be good for Faulkner to be able to do that, of course. Now, it's always more difficult to win the second match after you win the first, because the other team, they get to see what you've done, they get to see what was working well for you, and more importantly, they get first pick on the bans. And so they may be able to ban several of the characters that worked really well for us in the previous match. But, you know, that by no means means that Faulkner's not in a very good position. They did very well in that last round. They managed their resources very well. You can see that they were excellent on team fights and team communication. They knew where they needed to be at what time, and there was some creative decisions made. For example, when they switched top lane and bottom lane, and they wound up winning both matchups. So they didn't even trade a matchup. They wound up winning both of them, which worked out very well for them. Usually, when you do a trade-up like that, what you're hoping is that your tank is beefy enough to take out 2 of their guys while you only lose 1 of yours. But in that case, it actually wound up working well for both of them. So we will see how well that strategy holds up if they're going to use that again. That may be something that they were like, okay, we've done it once, and they'll be expecting it this time. But either way, really cool to see the Faulkner team take that victory, and we will be eagerly anticipating their second round. So I'll tell you what we do while they're getting set up. Why don't we go ahead and take a quick message from one of our great departments here on Faulkner's campus. We'll just watch a couple of those, and we will be back with more action. Right now, remember, the score is currently Faulkner 1, New Haven nothing, as they take the first round.
Preparing leaders for the River region and beyond, Faulkner University's Harris College of Business is distinctively different, focusing on ethics and character development in the classroom and building ethical foundations with our new Ethics Institute. Living the mission of Faulkner University to glorify God through education of the whole person, emphasizing integrity of character in a caring Christian environment where every individual matters every day.
As a student at the Harris College of Business, I saw firsthand the mission of Faulkner University. My professors there not only taught me, but they also mentored me. They encouraged me. They cared for me. They instilled character and integrity into me. I mattered every day. That mission hasn't changed. Harris College of Business continues to provide its students with the tools they need to succeed in today's business world.
Did you know that 100% of Faulkner's computer science graduates
since 2014 have found jobs
in their fields within 6 months of graduating?
It's a great time to be a computer scientist. Everyone is walking around with a computer in their pocket in the form of a smartphone, and it takes software developers to make those things work.
I built church websites, and through the training and instruction that I received from Faulkner, I was able to go right into my career after graduation.
It laid a solid foundation for what you need to know.
I'm getting a lot of hands-on experience within my field, and also they're just giving me a wide variety of options of things that I might want to pursue in the future.
In the state of Alabama alone, there are over 4,000 tech-related jobs available. And the preparation that you receive at Faulkner University will allow you to go to work almost anywhere as a software developer. It's a great time to be a Faulkner Eagle, and it's a great time to be a computer scientist. I hope you'll come and join us.
Bless the corners of this house and be the lintel blessed. Bless the hearth and every board and each place of rest and every door that opens wide to stranger as to kin and every crystal window pane that lets the starlight in. At home, I'm going home for solace and safety, home where the world will not break me home. Never forsake me, take me home.
And welcome back. Thanks so much for being with us here this evening. We are actually on the cusp of a Faulkner victory. Their first playoff victory has already occurred, and hopefully we're going to turn it into a win for the game. If so, We only need to win one more round, and Faulkner advances to the next round. Now, if we do advance, I'll go ahead and pull this up to make sure I've got my information right. If we do advance, the next game is going to be on Saturday, November the 12th at 2 p.m. So that is going to be a Saturday game. We will be here at 2 p.m. to cover that. Actually, that works out well for our captain, Daniel, who has to make a very long drive because he actually lives in Mobile. He is a first-year law student, a 1L. And so because of that, he tends to, because he lives far away, he commutes in. He only has class like once a week. He doesn't live on campus. But being the captain of the league team, he has really been a trooper in coming back and forth to play the league games, because one of the league rules is you have to actually be in the arena when you're playing. And, you know, I understand why they do that. They do it to prevent cheating and that kind of thing. So, that being said, the reason that we've got Daniel here today is he actually came in specifically for this match, but on Saturday that actually works out better for the schedule. So, that's something that actually helps him out on that. And with that being said, let's go ahead and check out the other matchups that are going to be going on. I believe the other game for our division is going on right now. Oh, and we've got the screen up for the picks and bans going on right now. Yeah, so we have a couple of teams that will be playing. Looks like the match has been decided for the other team that will be playing. Let me go ahead and do a double check on that. Yes, we will be playing the Vermont Technical College Knights. They have defeated their opponents and have advanced. So that means that we're going to be playing them on Saturday if Faulkner can advance. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. Of course, we have this game before we start thinking about the next one. But the point is, we do have the opportunity to play them. And that's another team that we have never played before. They did not play in our conference. They defeated, who was it? They actually defeated one of the teams that was from our conference. Yeah, Emerson. So we had played Emerson earlier this year. They defeated Emerson to advance to the point that they are now. So we're going to be playing them on Saturday if we can win this game. So Faulkner already ahead 1-0. Hopefully they can bring it home in this next game. Would love to see Zane flexing for us there on screen under the Regitar USA High-Res Arena sign. And, of course, Regitar USA being one of our big sponsors, we appreciate them for everything that they do and for providing us with all the equipment for this arena. The Psy family, actually, they got a jersey as well. You can see the snazzy jerseys that they're wearing. The Psy family actually got their own jersey, which we delivered to them earlier this week. So that was actually a pretty cool thing that we were able to do for them. And we did want them to have a jersey because we want them to feel like they are a part of the team. In a way, they are, for being able to sponsor us and to be able to bring us all the different things, all the chairs, all the computers, all the desks, everything that you see in here was at least partially donated by Regitar USA High-Res Arena. They collaborated with Faulkner to be able to do that. We certainly appreciate all of their efforts. They're a fantastic company. If you are in any kind of automotive industry, you've probably used their product before in their company. We certainly appreciate the generosity of YT Sai and his family. They've been down here several times and been very supportive of the team, and we appreciate what they have done for us as well. So great to have great sponsors like them that we can partner with. So when it comes to this game, it's been pretty exciting. I'm really glad to see that the guys are excited to play this game. They've taken a quick break, but they're going to be getting back to the game here in just a minute. And remember, there is going to be a 3-minute delay, so we will have a 3-minute interim period. As far as what I saw in the last match, would like to see them do a little bit differently in this match. There's a couple different things that I could probably point out. One, as much as I enjoyed watching them do the team matches, one thing that did happen on occasion is that when they would do a team fight where there'd be 3 or 4 of them, they would get caught by surprise that the reason that they won the match is because they outnumbered the opponent, which is not a bad strategy. However, sometimes it meant one of their opponents were kind of left out in the cold and they picked off a kill. Now, Faulkner stood at the end of that kill. They'd usually trade 2 kills for 1, which is one of the reasons that had a big kill advantage. But either way, it was a really interesting way for all of that to happen. and they could probably do a little bit better of staying on the defense when that happens and making sure that one of their other players doesn't get surprised while they're taking out their fellow teammates. So we'll see how this goes here, and look forward to seeing how the guys react to this and what their strategy is here. Oh, interesting. Now, you wouldn't pick up on this little bit of nuance unless you're me. But you'll see there on the back fan of Ethan's computer, you'll see that it is not glowing Faulkner blue. It's glowing just like a regular blue and then red. You may be wondering why that is. It's actually because he's logged in under my name. That's actually how I can tell, like from far away, which computers are logged in as me and which ones are the students, as I have a red and blue theme. So it's funny that took place, that Ethan actually, he probably just jumped on because we had to make some technical adjustments to the Riot client. Riot Games, of course, being the ones that own League of Legends. We had to make some upgrades to the client really quickly before the match started, and I'm guessing Ethan just didn't have time to sign out and sign back in. So he's actually playing as me. He's, of course, logged into League of Legends with his own account, RapterKlaw, but he's logged into the computer itself with my account. That's kind of funny. Just something he forgot to do. But I don't know. I find it pretty amusing. So we are just minutes away from them resuming this match, and Faulkner with the advantage, 1-0. Looking forward to seeing how they handle this. It looks like they're in the ban phase, right? Or at least based on what I can tell from Steven's computer. So, picking and banning here in the next few minutes. And got a number of champions that they could ban. This is, as much as I'm glad that they get out there and get that first win, I mean, that's always good and a confidence booster if you can win that first round. One of the things that's going to be a little bit of a challenge for them is that now that they've won the first round, the other team really kind of has the advantage after that, because now they know what the other team has done. They've seen them play. They've seen what works for them. And if you're this team, if you're the team that won the last round, you don't have as good an idea of what they're going to pick, because they're probably going to pick something completely different to counter your playstyle. But you don't really want to counter their playstyle too much because you just won against them. So you're actually at a little bit of a disadvantage going into the second round. We'll see if that plays out to where Faulkner is able to do that. Now, I'd still rather get the first round win, don't get me wrong. And here's why. Because even if, because of the counter picking and because of that advantage, the other team winds up coming back and picking you off in the second round, then the team that lost the last round then has the advantage over them in the third. And so it's kind of this back and forth thing, which actually makes the game very interesting, and it keeps it fresh and keeps it interesting because there is so much back and forth. Some of the games that I think are the most boring are sort of the rich get richer games, to where as much as I enjoy the fact that games reward skilled players and good gameplay, at the same time, it can get a little bit tiresome. Because if you have players that are just skilled or just have a good round to start out with, then that builds on itself to the point to where even if the other team is actually the better team, there's so much momentum on the other side they aren't able to overcome it. League really doesn't have that problem as much. They may have that problem a little bit in-game because of the game buying system, but if you're talking about a best-of-3 match like we've got here tonight, that's really as much of an issue.
Stronger.
So, with that being said, it looks like they've got, some of them have already started in the Summoner's Rift queue, and they're going to be picking their champions here in just a second. So, maybe we can sort of jump in and watch that process. Maybe, we'll see. I think, yeah, it looks like Steven, yeah, it looks like they've, it looks like Charlie is doing that right now, so like we can probably watch his. Yeah, there we go.
You overstep.
So, Squiggle Dizzle gonna be first pick. Oh, and look, Faulkner is actually going to be on the red side this time, so Will, you may want to go ahead and queue up your reverse buffer there, your reverse Scoreboard. I don't know why I lost that one. I literally made the thing. And yet I couldn't remember the name of it. Oh, we're going with Ornn. I actually love watching Ornn. I think that he's a fun champion to watch. Squiggle Dizzle went with Adair? Adur? I've never seen him before. So. Alright, and Social High is picking. So one thing that's unfortunate is it looks like we are tapped into spectating the opposite team, which means that we don't have the screen names for the characters here. We just have enemy 1, enemy 2, enemy 3. So that is unfortunate. It looks like Victor is going to be 3. I would imagine that that is Gunk.
Shall I turn in my badge and rifle as well?
So, and by the way, it's nothing that our production is doing here, because this is just. Oh no, wait, this is the broadcasting PC. Okay, I thought we were watching like Charlie or Evans.
It's just.
So yeah, I don't know why we're tapped into the opposing team screen, but whatever. I mean, we'll still be able to tell one way or the other.
I am forsaken.
Not a problem.
Also, it looks like our jungler, who I would assume is Ethan, has selected Vi. I assume that they're going to run Vi as a jungler. Usually that is the role that he plays. And we've got Tristana and Pipe. And the other team has chosen Syndra, Saya, and that's the new one on me. Looks like Skitter has chosen Takum Ketch. Okay. So we will see how that. I do love Ornn though. I really do. I think he's a fun character to watch. He typically plays the lane, and I probably know a little bit more about him specifically because he tends top lane. So we're getting our loadout here in just a second, and we're going to be starting the game very soon. Should be in countdown now, I believe. Yep. 2 minutes and 50 seconds until game time. And in the meantime, I'm going to show you a magic trick. Actually would be kind of cool, but I can't do that. But we're good. Sleight of hand. What? Oh, my mic wasn't going? Ah, man. People aren't hearing my quality comedy. What a shame. Really is. I'm like the funniest person on campus. Actually, Dr. Rampersad is pretty darn funny. Have you ever heard him? The guy's hilarious. I used to love Dr. Rampersad's class. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still almost failed. I was awful at chemistry. But Dr. Rampersad was hilarious. He used to tell this joke about, he was explaining the mole, which if you understand chemistry, you know that the mole is really important in chemistry because of, it's a measurement, like a measurement or unit of the atom and whatever, and you can tell how well I learned it. But anyway, he was explaining that, and he like writes out the mole with all the zeros because of how huge a number this thing is. And he said, that is how much money Faulkner has. And after being someone that has a budget with Faulkner, I can attest that is not true. But he said, yeah, that's where all your tuition is going. They keep it in a big pile in a safe underneath the rotunda. And I went looking for that safe, and I can affirm that that is also not true. And I think my favorite joke that he told probably all semester, I had him for like intro to chemistry, something like chemistry 101. I don't know. That was like 10 years Oh, he had the one, he said, I think it's really genius how Krispy Kreme installed that device in everybody's cars that when they turn on the hot and ready sign, the car just automatically turns into the Krispy Kreme, which I thought was genius. Yeah, I mean, great marketing ploy. If you aren't aware, there's a donut shop right across the street from Faulkner University, and so, man, they turn on that sign, and it's just like moths to a flame. Everybody just congregates. And if you ever had one, I get it. It's like eating baby angel. It is good stuff. Delicious. But anyway. Man, I still have 30 seconds left. That was all my Class A material. I'm out of stuff now. Alright, so hopefully Faulkner can take this next round, and we will be on our way to our first playoff victory in league. That would be awesome. And don't forget, we also have our first playoff game, which, by the way, because we are ranked number 1 and undefeated, Faulkner Blue went automatically to the semifinals. And so we will let you know about that. Their game is going to be on Monday night at 6, and I believe their opponent has been selected as well. They played last night. So, yes, they're going to be playing us. So, it's awesome. You got to see my camera software in the back. All right, here we go.
You're playing with fire now.
Hey, there we go. So Faulkner going to be red this time, which just seems... But, you know, both teams are blue. They can take turns being blue, I guess. New Haven has a much darker blue, whereas we have... Theirs is almost like navy and yellow, where the Eagles have sort of royal blue and white. So. All right, so an interesting strategy. Everybody staying together for the first little bit here. And you're going to attack Skitter and very quickly take their first kill. Very different strategy than they used in the last round, where you remember, we were like a full 8-9 minutes in before, I think we only had like 2 kills apiece per team. And so taking a very different strategy here, going super aggressive early on, and that may be specifically because of... Also, I kind of dig this Orn skin that he's got going on there. It looked very different. Frisbee doing some breakdancing to keep us entertained. Alright, and it looks like they're going to be taking on the Golem first. Which is interesting because instead of trying to assert some dominance on their lanes like they did last time, going for a very different strategy, getting an early team kill and then trying to get a golem basically right off the bat. So, and Gunk protecting top lane, attacking Squiggle Dizzle. Sounds like a Cartoon Network. Looks like Johnny Bravo. Yeah, whatever. Alright, so Squiggle getting stomped by Orn in top lane. Taking some pretty severe damage here, and I think went a little too aggressive early on, got some damage from the turret. And Gunk going to chase him, but what he could be doing is kiting him. And Gunk being a little more cautious, not wanting to get drawn into an ambush just because he got hairless. Got understood. Teams being played fairly even so far. Faulkner with, of course, that early team victory, and because of that, a little bit of a gold advantage as well. getting the directed view, kind of switching back and forth here between top lane and bottom lane. Some pretty exciting fights going on both, and Frisbee getting sort of triple teamed by Image and Skitter, and their jungler comes in to gank, and they kind of have to back off it. Meanwhile, MrOneShot playing as Victor, and he wound up keeping the same champion as last time, which is interesting. I guess he kind of felt like they wouldn't have an answer for it, so he decided to go with the same one. And New Haven getting a kill in that last skirmish we saw on bottom lane. So start to even it up a little bit, and you can see that they've almost got the same amount of gold now as well. So Gunk being very cautious, trying not to get too brash, but still put some pressure. And we see the jungler, Vi, come down and give him a hand. The John Smith having some trouble against the MrOneShot. And the red minions having some trouble against the blue minions. Not to be confused with the yellow minions, those are completely. It amazes me that they got. Don't get me wrong, Despicable Me is delightful, but the whole movie just about minions. I'm unfamiliar with this character that Ruby is playing, but gotta say the aesthetics are really cool. Sort of a shadow creature kind of thing going on here. Right now. And it looks like that may be, and I hate that I'm not more familiar with it, I've never seen him play that character before. It looks like kind of more of an assassin player that can cloak himself and then just kind of spring up out of nowhere. That's what it seems to be. Come on, Gunk. You can do it. No, maybe. So he's going to retreat behind the turret there. And hopefully that not spell disaster for him. So it's interesting that we started out with that early team kill. And then about 3 or 4 minutes in, we get another kill from New Haven. And now we're kind of seeing the game settle back into what it was in the first round, to where we're almost 8 minutes in and barely have any team kills. So it's interesting that it seems like they started out with a slightly different strategy, but they wound up getting a situation very similar to last time, which, by the way, remember, Faulkner won that last round, so hopefully that is a sign that we're going to see a repeat. There you go, get him, Warren. Alright, and it looks like Faulkner deciding to get a little bit bolder and take the dragon, which they do, by getting the kill on that one. No surprise. Jungler taking on the beast. And as you can see, despite that, New Haven has the gold advantage here. Siggle dizzle. Squiggle dizzle. The problem is he has a Q but not a U. That's like an English faux pas. You can't. Yes, I critique character screen names. That's what become to this broadcast. Not grammatically correct. Although you see him really giving MrGunk some issues up in top lane. What may need to happen is they sort of do a pincer maneuver on him and get him off guard and take him down very quickly. He may need a little bit of help to assert some dominance. Looks like they've been somewhat successfully attacking his tower, and it's not. I love watching Horn walk. Something with mask. Alright, so we see our guys giving Skitter some issues. They have taken down one of the plates from our tower, but Frisbee and MethodicalMelody giving them some trouble, but unfortunately Frisbee is taken down by Emmett, and so that gives New Haven an advantage on kills. Looks like they have called for reinforcements, which is a good call by them. Oh, and that's not good. The other team was able to take the Rift Guardian and do some pretty severe damage to our tower there and taking another plate. So you're seeing that that's giving them the advantage in gold, and New Haven currently has the advantage in kills as well. So this one big push on bottom lane, putting Faulkner on its heels a little bit. They're by no means like in severe danger of losing just because of that, but it does make it a little bit harder to guard that bottom lane, and so that's going to be something they're going to have to fight probably for the rest of the game. I'd guess. Ooh. And taking some plates off top tower as well. That's going to be a problem. And Orn able to get a little bit of his HP back, but kind of fight to a stalemate there. And Frisbee now going after their top laner. Probably trying to help Gunk, but right, exactly what I predicted what they would need to do is going to happen right here. They're going to have to ambush and then very quickly take them out. But MrGunk winds up getting taken. Oh, and takes out Payne as pile as well. So now New Haven starting to pull away from Faulkner with 5-2 lead. Now, of course, that's not the final score. The team kills are a good indicator of who's winning, but it is not that uncommon to see teams with less team kills still wind up losing a match. However, it is a pretty good indication of how things are going, and you can also see New Haven has the advantage on both towers and beast and gold. So in every measurable way to look at this, they're doing better right now. The question is going to be, can they maintain that and keep Faulkner from getting the resources they need to be able to counter MrOneShot sort of walking away from that fight, not wanting to get into a double team, and it's understandable why, especially right now. So it looks like New Haven has taken the golem, and Social High goes on a killing spree. Squiggle Dizzle going up against MrGunk.
Rings grow.
I don't know who the champion Skitter is playing as. It reminds me of like those Vile Frog monsters from Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. Very much looks like. If you played that game, you know what I'm talking about. Although if you're the age of my students, I know that. Pretty good GameCube game though. I enjoyed it. Alright, Gunk get the unstoppable. Hope that remains true. Oh, and here comes the jungler Vi to do a little more damage. So it looks like they're going to try that pincer move again and see if they can put some real damage on him. Alright, Squiggle Dizzle goes down. Good job, guys. Oh no, and MethodicalMelody running for his life there. And unfortunately, Frisbee is now caught in it as well. He's going to have to get out of there quickly. He's losing HP. Oh, hey man. No. And even OneShot is low on HP. Going to have to hide behind this turret. Luckily, looks like Gunk is going to take this tower, but going to pay for it with his life. Faulkner really struggling against New Haven, who has seemingly rallied and kind of figured out the game plan here. And Squiggle Dizzle, after taking a fairly severe beating, has come back and really wreaked havoc on that top lane, about to take that turret. And RapterKlaw and Gunk with the surprise gank again, but gonna be enough. Gonna work as well as it. Looks like no, because John Smith was there and ready for him. I guess they didn't want to let that happen to them again. And now RapterKlaw is in trouble and gonna have to hide behind the turret again, but taking damage pretty quickly. And John Smith takes him down as well. So this hole keeps getting deeper, and Faulkner now in some trouble. They have destroyed a blue turret, but MrGunk goes down. Call him Mr.
Red team's turn.
And they take a red turret as well, so we did finally get that first blue turret, but at the same time they took ours, so not good. Alright, Frisbee and MethodicalMelody, they were able to put a lot of damage on that turret because basically the whole team was up there on top lane just wreaking havoc on them, but wreaking, no. I mean, they were doing some wreck, but yeah, I told you, English lessons. This is why you people come to. And they're going to take the dragon here very quickly. Doesn't look like there's. Oh, wait. So they did try to steal, but Faulkner already had the HP a little too low for them to be able to pull off this deal successfully. And Faulkner gets a kill off of it. Vi gets shut down. And now Faulkner's going to scatter, but you know what? Good for them. They did kind of a hit and run technique there, and it worked out for them. They were able to take the dragon. They were able to get a couple of kills off of it. That was a very successful matchup, and now you'll see that they're a little bit more within striking distance and in a little bit better position than they were just a few minutes ago. Now, they are still somewhat under-leveled compared to the other team, but they're not like in a hole they can't get out of. If they just have a few successful team battles, maybe take a few towers, which they have several of them that are on low HP, they'll be able to maybe start mounting a rally. Oh, and RapterKlaw getting double teamed by Social Hit and Squiggle Dizzle. I feel like Squiggle Dizzle is something you buy at high-end chocolate. That's what it sounds like. I'll have 2 Squiggles. I don't know what it is, some kind of chocolate. Alright, red team, that would be Faulkner, gets the Rift Herald. And here it comes. Boogity boogity, there he goes. Coming down here, gonna start smacking around some people. Smith goes on a killing spree, but MethodicalMelody gets a kill. RapterKlaw gets a kill. Come on, guys, you can do it. Oh, Victor gets shut down, so good job on MrOneShot, and the blue turret goes down, so very good team fight for us. And now, quickly, I love that KO image. It looks like, it actually kind of reminds me of like Street Fighter. That is a funny graphic. I like it. And the Rift Herald takes down the blue turret, and wow, with a very, very fast turnaround, they are knocking on the door of the enemy base here in mid lane. They take down the first blue turret, and it looks like they're going to fall back for now, which is probably the smart move. Their tank is on low HP. It makes sense for right now. They've done a lot of damage, and they made some noise. They got caught up on the lack of team kills. They've caught up on, they're actually ahead now on towers. They've caught up on gold. So they did what they needed to do, and very quickly the momentum is all on Faulkner's side now. Can they take the Chargers down? Come on, Gunk. Dong, dong. There he goes. MethodicalMelody trying to farm a little bit here on some of the lesser monsters, pick up a little gold here and there. Not a bad strategy. Oh, and here comes Social High, riding on his horse, which is very appropriate considering he plays for the Chargers. I have to say, New Haven's mascot logo is pretty cool. I like it. Don't want to see him lose, but you know. Respect where respect. Right, so ooh, that's not good. Yeah, RapterKlaw gets taken down, gets ambushed there by 4 of them all at once, and then now Frisbee in trouble. Frisbee, oh, he actually does escape. Gunk actually saved him there a little bit, and they're knocking on the door on top lane, trying to get in there, but OneShot defending the base, and able to kind of scare him off there a little bit. charging in, gets rooted. So there's a little bit of a team battle going on in mid lane. Wiggle Dizzle in trouble now. It's tag teamed by Frisbee and Gunk. And it looks like New Haven has slain the dragon and is about to go for Baron. And Frisbee takes down Squiggle Dizzle. Nice. They're going to leave Baron alone for right now, which honestly, since there's only 2 of them and they hadn't put a whole lot of HP damage on Baron anyway, probably not worth going after Baron, so that's probably the right call. I mean, I assume it is. Frisbee's got to get them heals. And Gunk kind of casually strolling through the jungle here. Gonna walk down top lane. What's going on there? The team looking like they're sort of getting ready for something big. They may be wanting to go after Baron here. I don't know if that's their play or not, but yep, looks like it. They're hanging out around Baron. They're probably waiting on their teammates. They may be actually doing a feint. I mean, I think they actually do want to go after Baron, but I think they're gathering, waiting for the other team to show up, and then if they can take out 1 or 2 of them, they can safely take on the Baron without fear of getting stolen. All right, so OneShot goes on a rampage, getting a kill there, but Frisbee goes down because of Squiggle Dizzle. Gunk is in trouble now. Yeah, they take down the tank, and that's going to be hard for Faulkner to come back on. Come on, take him down. Nice. So OneShot gets the shutdown, and he's going to take down Image as well. Very good. Going to take on Skitter. Takes down Skitter. Triple kill for Mr. OneShot. Attaboy, Victor. So now Faulkner, I get that didn't go exactly the way they wanted. They would have much rather just killed the whole team and then taken on Baron. But the fact that they got as many team kills off of that as they did, despite losing a couple themselves, really helped them out. And now they're going to take down Golem for a nice little gold boost. And they're staying even with gold and still have 1 more tower than them. So Faulkner, despite being a little bit down in the kill count, is really pretty much dead even with New Haven at this point. Be nice to see them be able to take this one down and wrap it up quickly. Social hit, taking down some of the lesser beasts in the jungle. Alright, the team gathering up around Baron. Looks like they're going to make a second run at Baron. And I believe they're going to start, yep. Going to try to take down Baron. And going to avoid the steal. Hope. I better hurry. The other team's about to go up. Yep, there's Image. And yeah, risky move. I was afraid of this, but maybe they can get some quick kills and take him out. So get a double kill on their side. Faulkner really did not go the way that they were hoping to. But luckily, it did force Baron's HP to reset because it took place. So they didn't steal the kill off of Baron. They just got a couple team kills off Faulkner, which is still not good. But it's not as though it's not as though that just completely got everything they wanted.
Blue team has
Alright, so RapterKlaw and Frisbee going here, and it looks like New Haven has taken the dragon as well. So New Haven, you can tell they're really trying to pull away here. I'm not sure what Frisbee's doing here. I guess he's just doing some like rudimentary farming. I don't think he's doing anything big. Really sure why director mode. Zoom in on what's going on.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Alright, so you're seeing the fact that they lost with the Baron really start taking its toll. Because those beefed up minions are giving them a lot of trouble and destroying a lot of turrets. So that New Haven actually catches up with them on towers, and Faulkner now floundering to just take down these beefed up minions. And it's enough to take down one of their turrets. So now Faulkner is definitely not defenseless, but kind of on their heels when it comes to that. Now they're actually at a tower disadvantage where they had been at the advantage for most of the game. And it looks like they're going to make a push on top and mid. Gunk not able to do a whole lot. He's at a pretty substantial level disadvantage. I mean, 2 levels doesn't sound like that much, but it really does make a difference. Come on, guys. So we get 1 shutdown, we get 2 shutdowns, and we get a 3rd. Come on, 1 shot. Take down Skitter. No, gets distracted. Take him down. There we go. So Gunk, despite being at a disadvantage here, doing an excellent job of keeping their top laner at bay. And now Faulkner actually goes a little bit on the offensive, so interesting to see that. Gunk sort of single-handedly keeping them out of the base. Who knows how long he can keep that up, but you know, I'm right impressed with it. There you go, Zane. And OneShot about to take down the Golem, and does. So you can tell they're about to make a big push here because they need a little bit more gold. They need to catch up, and then they're going to make some upgrades. And I think, just based on the way that they handled that, they're going to go straight mid lane. So there is one advantage in the sense that because that's where they've focused a lot of their attention, they're going to be able to go through mid lane without a whole lot of turrets or defenses. The problem with that is the enemy also kind of knows where they're going to be coming from. So it'll be interesting to see how they organize that I think what they may do is they may try going, because I think Baron would have, he's got to be close to respawning here. We're about 33 minutes in. Squiggle Dizzle trying to make another push with MrGunk, but I don't think he's going to be able to break through the defense very easily by himself. So we've got Frisbee Raptor and Melody here going down to bot lane. I'm not sure what's going on there. Oh, they're going to do a team attack and try to get the John Smith. Okay. Frisbee able to pull him in, but winds up not working out for him. John Smith actually takes Frisbee. Frisbee was at a pretty big bubble disadvantage there. He was 12 to 15, and so he just didn't have the ability to finish there. MethodicalMelody goes on a killing spree. He gets a double kill there. Nice. And, oh, they do take down RapterKlaw and Gunk. And MethodicalMelody just kind of has to make a quick retreat. But they were able to do more damage than expected, to be perfectly honest. Probably going to make a run here for it to see what happens. They'll have two of theirs returning to base, so I think they may be anticipating that, honestly. Alright, so they're going to do the same thing they did the first time, where they switch up a little bit. And they're going to have some of their bottom laners run top. And going to have what looks like their top laner run bottom. They're gonna do the old switcheroo on them they did last week. Doing it much later.
Stop the what's all.
But so far doing okay. Frisbee getting caught by Squiggle Dizzle and wanting no part of it is probably smart, considering he's much more of an assassin character, so he does hit and run stuff. So if he gets made and they can see him, he decides to peace out, and that's probably what he needs to do. Alright, so MrOneShot got taken down. That's not good. Victor is one of our heaviest damage dealers. And they get the shutdown on MethodicalMelody. It's also not good. He was really tearing it up here earlier. And a quadra kill. Man.
Mother bear. We are returned.
Image is really eating our lunch, and he was not a super consequential factor in the last one, so it's interesting to see how much difference that has made. Whoa, what happened? Oh, there we go. Okay. Alright, we're back. Sorry about that. Alright, so it looks like they're going to try to make a push here for the crystal. And Faulkner kind of back on their heels and playing on defense in this round. Raptor takes down the golem. Nice. And Squiggle kind of goes there and tries to make a quick attack. So this is a slightly longer match than the last one. We're already almost at 40 minutes. Ooh, and MethodicalMelody gets stunned and in real trouble trying to make it back to base. Meanwhile, OneShot also in danger. Yeah, John Smith slays OneShot, and now deficit is 11 kills, and New Haven really putting it on Faulkner. Faulkner's going to have to do something pretty drastic here, so they're going to try. Looks like they're going to try to regroup. So the other team takes on Baron. If they get another Baron, that could be disaster for Faulkner. Because if they get another wave of souped up minions, alright, double kill for the John Smith. And looks like New Haven is going to make a push here. Take down Horn. Turrets. Turrets are down. I don't think there's much Faulkner can do at this point. And that is going to be a defeat for Faulkner Eagles. Really unfortunate to see that. So, yeah, rough one for them. Unfortunately, Faulkner not able to win that one, so the score is now tied up 1-1. So this next match is going to be for all the marbles. You're going to see Faulkner really fighting to stay alive, because this is, of course, postseason. So if they lose, they're out. That's the end of the season. But like I said, won the first one. Whenever you win the first one, you're at a disadvantage in the second round because they can kind of counterpick you and counterpick your strategy. However, if you do lose the second one, that means you now have the advantage in the third round. So Faulkner's already beaten these guys once. They're going to have the advantage going into this next round. I'm fairly optimistic, and hopefully we will be playing our next game here this Saturday, and that will be something that I'm really very much looking forward to if we're able to play Vermont Tech 2 o'clock. So again, don't want to count our chickens before we hatch. It's going to be a tough game. This is obviously a very talented team, and the New Haven Chargers have done an excellent job here. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see if they can pull out a victory here, and hopefully they can do so sooner rather than later. So, let's see where they're here. Looks like they're going to go ahead and queue up and get their bands and their arena decided and everything. So what we're going to do here is, since we are at a little bit of a break, we're going to just let you hear, and mainly so that our guys and I can get a break here as well. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll have some promos playing for some of the different departments here at Faulkner University, and we'll be right back as soon as that's over with the final rubber match, the last round that will decide Faulkner's fate. Will they advance or will they go home? We're going to find out here after this.
Did you know that 100% of Faulkner's computer science graduates
since 2014 have found jobs
in their fields within 6 months of graduating?
It's a great time to be a computer scientist. Everyone is walking around with a computer in their pocket in the form of a smartphone, and it takes software developers to make those things work.
I built church websites, and through the training and instruction that I received from Faulkner, I was able to go right into my career after graduation.
It laid a solid foundation for what you need to know.
I'm getting a lot of hands-on experience within my field, and also they're just giving me a wide variety of options of things that I might want to pursue in the future.
In the state of Alabama alone, there are over 4,000 tech-related jobs available. And the preparation that you receive at Faulkner University will allow you to go to work almost anywhere as a software developer. It's a great time to be a Faulkner Eagle, and it's a great time to be a computer scientist. I hope you'll come and join us.
Bless the corners of this house and be the lintel blessed. Bless the hearth and every board and each place of rest, and every door that opens near as to kin, and every crystal window pane that lets the starlight in at home. I'm going home for solace and safety, home where the world will not break me, home. Never forsake me, take me home.
Preparing leaders for the river region and beyond, Faulkner University's Harris College of Business is distinctively different, focusing on ethics and character development in the classroom and building ethical foundations with our new Ethics Institute. Living the mission of Faulkner University to glorify God through education of the whole person, emphasizing integrity of character in a caring Christian environment where every individual matters every day.
As a student at the Harris College of Business, I saw firsthand the mission of Faulkner University. My professors there not only taught me, but they also mentored me. They encouraged me. They cared for me. They instilled character and integrity into me. I mattered every day. That mission hasn't changed. Harris College of Business continues to provide its students with the tools they need to succeed in today's business world.
Training tomorrow's teachers, ministers, and scientists, guiding future business leaders to positively impact our global economy, teaching healthcare professionals to improve patient outcomes, coaching athletes to give their best on and off the field, men and women learning how to succeed wherever their dreams take them. That's Faulkner University. With over 70 undergraduate and graduate degree programs, you'll find your calling, all in a Christian learning environment. Faulkner University. Discover more at faulkner.edu.
Hey everybody, and we are back. Faulkner is in its quarterfinal match, hoping to advance to the semifinals here in the playoffs for the League of Legends. And they are going to be playing here in just a bit. They're going ahead and getting everything queued up, taking a little bit of a break, which, you know, just like regular sports, you get tired being that intense. And that last round was kind of a long one. It took us about 40 minutes to get through it. So a tough match, tough loss, but like I was telling them in there and just during the break, they really do have the advantage going into this round. Now, having an advantage does not guarantee victory. I understand that. But I feel pretty confident in them, if I have to be completely honest. I think they're going to be able to pull this one out. They're feeling good. They're in good spirits. And it looks like they're going to be able to advance. I'd love to see them go to the semifinals in their first year. What they've been able to accomplish here in a very short amount of time is actually quite impressive. The other teams, they're one of only two teams, possibly three. We'll still have to hear about Faulkner Rocket League White. They're one of only two, maybe three teams that have been able to, in their first year, make the playoffs, and that is impressive. That is not something to, just write off. They've accomplished something pretty special here, and you can tell why. They're a very skilled team. They work well together. They've had a little flub here in the last round, but they're going to make it up. I really think that they're going to be able to pull this, and it looks like they're going to be able to do that in the next. I seriously hope so. They're going to be picking here in just a second. They are going ahead and putting in their bands and a few other things. So we will be rejoining them here in a little bit. But looking forward to seeing what they do with it. Looking forward to seeing how they handle this round, because that's one of the things that you can always tell about how good a team is and how resilient they are, is if they are going to be able to pull something like this out at the last minute, even after they have suffered loss or gotten down by a certain point. Like, you know, there's teams that will have a really good first half in football, and then, you know, it's tied and they tie it up maybe in the second half. So the question is, if you are a team that can finish can you actually do what you need to come back after having that victory and having the sting of having that that advantage taken away from you? Can you come back and overcome that? That's really the position that the Faulkner Eagles are in against the New Haven Chargers right now. So the question is, can they actually make that comeback? Can they actually stick to it and come out on the other side victorious? I think that they can. I think that they've got a really good shot here. I think there were a couple things that just didn't go their way this last time, because you noticed also that there were a couple times where they tried to take a Baron or take a Dragon, and they had it basically taken out from under them, and it's just because they were too low leveled. And so there were some decisions that were made there that were just kind of unlucky. They got caught a little bit with some bad luck, and they got caught with some other issues. And so it's not, all the doom and gloom, and it wasn't because the other team just was that much better and that much more skilled than them. They just had a series of things that, there were some mistakes made on some character selection. They had some character picks that were just better than ours in that last round, and so there were definitely some mistakes made. But Faulkner can definitely pull. They do have the ability to win this if they just stay calm, play their game, do what they've done in practice all this time. They're going to be able to make some noise here in the third round. I think, if not, be able to take it. So who knows? May even be an overwhelming with what we see as well. So tell you what we may do is, let me see if I can pull up the Restream chat here, because we know that there's a lot of people that are listening online, and of course we appreciate you doing that. Go ahead and see what you guys are saying about what's going on here. Anything going on Twitch? Guys are getting geared up and getting ready for the next round here. Looks like we don't have any on Twitch. So in that case, let's check Facebook, see if they're doing anything on that. Twitter, no one's tweeting. Looks like we got plenty of people watching on Facebook. Nobody's actually, so maybe they're waiting with bated breath, just like the rest of us, to see what this team is able to do in this next round. Let's check Twitter real quick. Nope, doesn't look like there's any reaction tweets to this one. Though it does look like we've got about 30 people watching, so I guess they're just not talkative tonight. Interesting. But anyway, they're going to be starting here in just a minute. It looks like they've already gotten to the bands, and they're probably going to be jumping to character in about 5 seconds here, according to the timer that we have on there right moment. But anyway, we will get back to the action here in just a minute. All right, another round of bands. 10 seconds left from that. And I believe in this next round, we get blue, which is always better for us because, color. But also because they run bottom, and these guys tend to do a little bit better when they're running the bottom half map. I don't know why. I mean, it should be pretty much the same, but it seems like they don't play as well when they're playing red. Maybe it's just a superstition thing. But we're going to be not going to get into it now, but we've back polls closing that probably have some election results, especially for the East Coast since we're in Central Time. So it's getting close to 10:40. on the East Coast, so they probably have some of that pouring in. So of course I'll be checking that out as soon as I get home. Probably won't be doing any broadcast tonight. I did consider like maybe doing a late show where I jump in and do some of the Alabama election results, but I'll just be honest here, after doing by myself without any color commentary, handling league and broadcasting for this amount of time, I'm probably just going to go home and watch the cover. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that. But anyway, we do have, like they're in the band stage right now. And they're their 5th or 6th band. Can't tell from here. But anyway, they're going to be jumping in here pretty quickly. Yeah, so you can see there, Faulkner is on blue this time, like I said. So we pick their band here in just a minute. Karen, Spear. No idea how to say that. Sejuani? Blanc. Renata. Darius. Tekram. Oh, they banned Vane. Yeah. I know some teams that just ban Vane regardless of what is going on in the game itself, and frankly, I don't blame them. Vane's annoying. Vane is like the Jigglypuff, League of Legends. Anybody picks that, like, nope, don't want to play with you anymore. Done. Sad that Smash Bros. No longer on. I'll have to wait until, we're gonna have to wait until next season for that one. But keep in mind that the way that esports works here at Faulkner, because I know this is our first year, we probably have a lot of first-time viewers that have never seen an esports season before. We actually have 2 seasons. We're not just a fall sport. So we have fall season, which of course you're seeing the tail end of that now. We're of course in the playoffs against New Haven in League of Legends right now. By the way, that score is tied up 1-1, so they only need one more to be able to take the next one. And that also means that when it comes to the seasons, we have a spring season coming up. So I believe that starts in like late January, early February. So we'll have to look at the schedule. I'm not even sure if they've said it yet. But we'll look at NACE and, of course, the National Association of Collegiate Esports. We'll look up NACE and see what their schedules say. But we will be going there in a second. Ooh, looks like we have the selection process popping up right now.
You would like to bear the void.
Squiggle Dizzle is picking his band. Any second.
People fear what they cannot understand.
And Gunk. Garen. Garen's actually one of my favorites. He's a big armored dude with a sword. What's not to like? Anybody that has seen our Smash Brothers broadcast and seen me play will know I love characters with swords. I main Young Link, tend to play as Roy. Now Joker technically has a knife, but it is a blade. Play Sora from time to time. He has a keyblade. It is a sword, regardless of what AP. It's not a sword. It's literally called. Sorry. But yeah, like sword characters, as you can tell. Oh, Cloud. I also play Cloud a good bit. The only non-sword character I play on a regular basis is Pikachu. So it looks like RapterKlaw has chosen Sejuani, and MrOneShot, captain, is actually not going Victor this time, which is a little bit of a surprise, but he has chosen LeBlanc.
I recommend.
By the way, it's funny that he chooses LeBlanc right after I mentioned Joker, because if you have played Persona 5, you know that the name of the coffee shop he lives in during Persona 5, LeBlanc. And the persona that he has, Arsene, The reason that the coffee shop is named LeBlanc is because the author of the book that Arsene appears in, his last name is LeBlanc. So an interesting little Persona 5 tie-in for those of you video game nerds who have played Persona 5 and know what I'm talking about. All 6 of you. Appreciate you. I'm sure out of the like what, 30, 40-ish people we now there's 3 or 4 of you that played Persona. And it looks like MethodicalMelody has picked. I am tired. And on the other side, we've got Heracum, Darius, Malazar, Vane, and we'll see who. Oh, and Frisbee. And the loadout has started. So we've got about 1 minute until the loadout. And once that happens, a 3-minute timer will start, which will give us a delay. Loads of fun. Well, while we're waiting on that, if everyone would rise and turn in your hymnals to 728B, we're going to go ahead and sing the first. That's right. That's what you get at a church Christ school. Musical interlude. Acapella. Speaking of that, I was actually talking to one of our teammates earlier today. We kind of got into a discussion with the Rock team, and of course, we live in Alabama. Football is going to be one of our big things, a big topic of discussion. And since we are a Christian school, I thought it was kind of funny to bring this up. Have you noticed that right now in the college football rankings, we have a lot of Christian schools, which is very uncommon. Now, Notre Dame is a storied program, and they, of course, are associated with the Roman Catholic Church, so it's not a surprise that they're in there. But there's a lot of religious schools that are weirdly highly ranked right now. You got Liberty, which is Baptist. You got BYU, which is, of course, Mormon. And then you also have TCU, which is actually undefeated and ranked 4th, which is a bit bizarre. I believe Texas Christian, are they Baptist? I need to look that up. I think they're Baptist. Yeah, Will's giving me the nod. Yeah, they're Baptist. I actually kind of like TCU. And I don't know if it's because I kind of think that they have a cool mascot. I do like the Horned Frogs. That's a pretty cool one. Or if it really has more to do with the fact that I have a buddy that's a big TCU fan. That has something to do with it as well. Oh, great. The basketball has started back. That's awesome. Man, really missed having floor shake and my camera shake every time someone throws a basketball. Couldn't have just left the soccer banquet up. I mean, would that have killed them? Anyway, congratulations. What, you're kidding? It's actually still set. So they've got the banquet tables out there and they're still throwing basketballs? I bet there's one guy throwing it at the one nearest. Is it? Yep, knew it. That's just our luck. So what we should do is we should all stand out on the banister out there, like that scene from Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and just like shout down, is like, "Your father smelled of elderberries," and chase him off. I shall blow my nose in your general direction. Now flee before I chastise you again. Oh gosh, I love the movie. It's such a good film. I should pay some intern to walk around behind me with a pair of emptied out coconuts to make the horse noise. Oh, that would be so. That is a very underappreciated movie. I actually saw, and I didn't buy it, but I was at Comic-Con one time, and I saw a replica of the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch, and I thought about buying it just so I could throw it at people and yell 125. All right, so we've got our loadout up and our scoreboard up. And Will, because he's an excellent producer, has already switched the scoreboard side. So we've got Faulkner back on blue. That's nice. And we've got pizza delivery severe, which I love. Good to see that. Even love pizza almost as much as I do.
To Summoner's Rift.
Gosh, pizza. Since Will's here, I'll just ask him since we're sort of getting set up here. Will, do you think we could get a Marco sponsorship? Because we both know the people who work for Marco. We should get a Marco sponsorship. Let's do that. I am digging that idea. I love Marco's pizza. I think they're the best, like, chain pizza I've ever had. And if you had the cheesy bread, dude, that cheesy bread is...
Minions spawned.
Making me hungry, too. I know you can't hear the other side of that conversation, but Will and I are both salivating over here because it's 10 o'clock. How late is Marco's open? I blame Steven. This is his fault for picking pizza delivery severe. Alright, so they're going to go for one of the early game beasts here. Seeing Faulkner trying to get a quick gold advantage. And they do. A little higher on the gold. About 100 ahead on gold than they are in New Haven quick. I can't believe I didn't think of getting hurt. So one of the things that we're seeing is there's been a little bit of a repeat on some of the champions here, which is to be expected. In the third game, you're going to have people doing repeats, seeing champions that they feel like worked well for them in the past. Frisbee still going with something different. And of course, we talked about OneShot changing his game up because he had gone 2 games as Victor, but deciding to go a different route. And MrOneShot going up against their mid laner, Mr. The John Smith. John spelled incorrect. You're like, well, it's not incorrect. Their choice is like, no, it's in the Bible. Can't be more wrong than being not congruent with the Bible. People call themselves the Caleb and they spell it with no, it's a C. The King James 1611 version settled this. MethodicalMelody getting in some trouble, but luckily good support from Frisbee. Even though they went up against, got outnumbered 3-2, still able to survive that attack, and that was impressive. Being able to weather that storm and get away without getting killed. Now, they took some damage for sure, but, you know, doing a good job being able to, and now about to take that. I think you're going to see them target Squiggle Dizzle a little bit because he did so well in that last round, and so because of that, they're going to try to knock him out early here in this game, which is a good strategy, honestly. And Skidder, who is playing as the DCU mascot. All right, MrOneShot takes down John Smith, so they get the first kill, but New Haven also get the kill on us in bot lane. Or wait. Did they kill our jungler? Oh, I missed that. Sorry about that. Either way, we're tied up. So you're seeing here MethodicalMelody and Frisbee really doing an excellent job of keeping these guys on their toes despite being at an HP disadvantage. And as far as the numbers and the stats go, they're pretty even, so this, at least early game, is going to come down to just a question of skill. It's going to be a resource management thing, who can pick up some kills and do some early damage. Now this is a thing that's a little bit different. I've not seen a character that John Smith is playing, but it looks like he has his own minions. Doesn't look like they're very strong, but have them. I wonder if that's more of a champion, one that builds up and then his minions get really strong when he levels up and he does better in the late game. I would guess what they're going to be doing. You know, to be fair, even though Faulkner did not win that last round, one thing that you'll notice about them is they actually did do an excellent job of coming back and rallying late game. So I think Faulkner has traditionally done better at late game, even if they take a deficit early on. Now, in the first game, they wound up taking the lead and just never looked back, but I think that they're actually pretty good at doing those comeback victories. And so, even if they do get down here, I think they'll be able to make a run at the end, even though that being ultimately of course, we want them to win this one, otherwise the season. Two-face elimination. And MrOneShot with the back attack going to take down Image. Nice. And RapterKlaw getting a little bit of damage, but not worth it. Back. So MrGunk is at a disadvantage here because he has so many minions on him. He's having to contend with Foul, contending with their champion. And now we're seeing Frisbee and Melody taking on that tower, trying to at least take a couple plates and get maybe some gold bonus. I don't think they intended to sustain a long-term attack because the bottom lane has done a pretty good job of sort of stalling them out. But, you know, if they can just take a plate and then run away, and look, that's what they're doing here. They take one plate and then get the heck out. Alright, and it looks like RapterKlaw and Gunk take down Squiggle Dizzle. And I am now determined to invent a new candy called Squiggle Dizzle. Hope he doesn't clear that. He sure he hasn't. I don't know. Some guys do trademark their screen name, so maybe. So to be honest, guys, you know I and cook meat. Alright, so the red team is taking down the dragon while the blue team decides instead to go for the Rift Guardian. And we should see that pop up any second now. Also, I do think it's kind of hilarious that Frisbee is paired up with MethodicalMelody and his name is Frisbee, and you have the other person throwing a disc at everybody as the... It seems like a mistake. It's like that episode of Avatar where there's that short guy standing next to Pipsqueak, and Pipsqueak is the great big dude. You think my name is funny? Great kid. All right, and very quickly, Frisbee takes on Skitter and is able to take him down. So, looks like they may be able to take Image here if Image isn't careful. But it looks like rather than getting the kill, they'd rather go ahead and take some plates off the tower, which is probably the better move, honestly. It would be nice to get both of them, but to be able to take down Image would be a much more difficult task than just taking down that tower. But John Smith trying to take out his own plate on the blue side, and it looked like very close to taking that plate. Gunk and Squiggle Dizzle just like pounding another, but Gunk comes out on top of it. That was a very hard-hitting fight. I had no idea who was going to come out on top of it. But luckily, our own Zane Thrash knows what he's doing. The Eagles have a very strong showing so far. Can they take down the Chargers? You will see. I will say it's kind of funny how sometimes mascots will be named the same thing, but the mascot itself will be something completely different. Like you have, what is it, the Las Vegas Chargers? I think, no wait, that's different. Can you tell I don't watch NFL? Anyway, they're the Chargers, but their mascot is like a lightning bolt. In this one, it's horse. Kind of like how there's about 4 or 5 different teams that are the Aggies, but it's always something different. Like one of the Aggies is steer. One of the other ones is like a cowboy, so it just depends. All right, and Image Material takes down Frisbee. So not good for our side, but Skitter looks like is going to pay the price for that. Yep, and Skitter goes down. And MethodicalMelody still has plenty of HP to take down a slew of minions. So, while we did trade a kill for a kill, I would say that Faulkner came out on the better end of it, considering the after. Oh, and it looks like we're about to take down the first tower as well, so...
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Red turret goes down. Faulkner goes ahead on towers, 2-0. And they still have the Rift Beast. And that is already having the advantage on towers. They can bring out the Rift Beast really quickly and do a lot of damage to another tower. So I think it's actually the Rift Guard, Rift Beast. I don't do so well with the technical terminology. Still kind of. And gonna make a run at this tower very quickly. The team is not only doing damage to the tower, but the teammates as well. Oh, but Image Material takes down Frisbee in the process. As Gunk keeps Squiggle Dizzle on his toes here at the top. Can he get the kill? He's close. Come on, Gunk. You can do it. I believe in you. And pizza flying everywhere. Gosh, I'm hungry. Alright, and it looks like Gunk doesn't get the kill, but he does chase him off, so he has to leave to avoid that, and now is able to take him down regardless. So you'll see Social High, which we have not seen much this round. I guess he's been jungling this entire. He comes in and tries to take out Gunk, who is currently at low HP. You can see why he's stuck with that champion. Man, he was devastating. Oh, and blue team takes down the dragon. Very nice. And it looks like they're about to attack Golem as well. Golem already at lower than half, lower than a quarter. Watch the steal. And RapterKlaw takes him down. Nice. Skitter, also known as the TCU Horn, comes waddling in on bottom lane. And it looks like Faulkner's going to be doing some interesting stuff on top lane here. This is an interesting balance. The weird cyber. MrOneShot trying to solo a couple of them there. Oh no, he wasn't. Just was the first one in. The whole dang team is right there. And very quickly, MethodicalMelody comes in with his magic pizza and picks out a whole bunch of minions. Blue turret gets destroyed. That's not good for us.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
And it looks like they have summoned the Rift Beast. But the red team brings it down. That is not good for Faulkner. We never wrong. Still got a pretty convincing advantage, but it would have been nice to have the Rift Beast actually take down that tower, and unfortunately they weren't able to do that. The other team saw it coming. To their credit, it was a good read on their part. They understood that's what was going to happen, and they were ready for it. 3 people there to take him out really quickly before he could do any powers. Good on them for being able to pull that off. Credit where credit is due. Frisbee going on a casual control. Feel like that deserves golf. And Frisbee. Probably shouldn't do that much because I don't even know if I can pick up on that. It's not. Getting the signal that that is not happening. Oh man, Gunk just destroys Social High. Turns him into a social low. And Frisbee and MethodicalMelody going for the rumble in the jungle, taking down some jungle beasts, getting some resources, doing a little farming. Which is funny because if you're an ag major like me, you understand farming in the jungle does not work. Not enough space. You have to clear the lane. It's kind of like farming 101. Okay, so Faulkner in a little bit of a pickle here. Gonna try to escape because they were all at low HP when they came up on the other team, which pretty much all of them were at full HP, and you don't want that. Even if they are slightly lower level and Faulkner had a level advantage, level advantage wasn't enough to overcome them being at all like 25% HP. And Gunk just still plowing away up there with Squiggle Dizzle. Those two guys have just been like up there smacking one another. The other teammates haven't really got involved in that one as much. But I mean, credit to Zane for keeping Squiggle Dizzle on his toes. He's taken both of his turrets, and Squiggle has yet to get either of ours. So good guys winning on the top lane fight. And it looks like they're going to try to take down the dragon. You can bet, though, the other team is at least going to attempt. And now John Smith comes up the top lane to try to do some help. So what's going to happen here is they are going to shut down MrGunk. And that is unfortunate. But it's going to be worth it because the reason that they were up there, what happened is Gunk did such a good job of raining down on top lane, that they had to divert resources to top lane to answer him. And they got him, to be fair. But while he was able to do that, he distracted the other team so that Faulkner could take down the dragon. So I get that on paper and statistically it looks bad because it's a kill for them, but ultimately it wound up being better for Faulkner. And MethodicalMelody keeping them at bay with delicious pepperoni, Italian sausage, and bacon. You don't put bacon on your pizza, I'm sorry, you're just not a... How soon would I ordered a pizza now? Oh right, I'm doing a broadcast. Alright, Gunk has a fresh set of HP and ready to use it. And along comes RapterKlaw to give him a hand. It looks like both junglers had the idea to gank right there, and so they kind of canceled one another out. Two junglers are both gonna gank and they wind up running into each other. Oh, awkward. Just walk away. Alright, and Gunk gonna take down Material 1. And the rest of the team going to try to follow up. They've got everybody else there, and of course they are close enough to their base to where they can respawn and still be in the fight. So it's understandable why Faulkner doesn't want to drag that out too much. But it looks like they are going to take this turret, and that is the last one before they get into enemy territory. So here with 21 on the game clock, Faulkner has kind of broken through. Now they are going to take some deaths here, but that puts them at a decent advantage.
Blue team.
And OneShot gets another kill, double kill on New Haven. And looks like everybody's gonna fall back here and try to regroup and recuperate. But no, a little bit of a fight going on here in mid lane right here. Skitter and Image trying to take down this troop of minions. Still pretty high health, enough to where MrOneShot decides, I'd rather hide behind the turret here. But here comes MethodicalMelody to back him up and decide. The threat has been alleviated. They decided to kind of go their own ways. And MethodicalMelody instead decides to go and take down one of the lesser beasts, Wood Beast. Social hit, riding off into who knows where. MethodicalMelody taking out another assault force on bottom lane and quickly rotate back to the jungle. And Social Hit starting to attack Baron. And it looks like maybe what happened there is he got a little too gung-ho and thinking he could take on the Baron himself, which I mean he could have probably eventually, but it was bad because it signaled to the rest of Faulkner's team that where he was. And they're able to take him out quickly, and it looks like they're going to go for Baron now. Hopefully they can do so now that they've taken out arguably their strongest player. If they can go ahead and get it. Come on, guys. Baron at 4,000. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Blue team has taken down Baron. Give me some beefed up minions. There we go. And they're going to take on the Dragon. And very quickly they take Dragon as well. So now they've got a fairly sizable advantage. Going to take down Golem. And you can see now they have almost a 10,000, well, 1,000, pretty 8,000 lead on gold. They've got a 9 kill advantage. And Faulkner is in a very good position to win this fight. Their average level is significantly higher. So the thing about League of Legends is you do have to be careful because the other team could swing back and make a run, but goodness knows this is by no means an insurmountable hill. However, Faulkner is in a pretty good position now to take the ground. They've got the advantage in almost every single category. They've been doing very well on the team fights and coordination. And they definitely have the tower advantage. So far, we're 26 minutes in, and Red Team has only taken 1 tower. Their New Haven not really able to do what they wanted to on this one. Oh, and MethodicalMelody goes down. Mr. John Smith is going to take it. So Gunk is going to take down Squiggle Dizzle. And it looks like he's going to make a run at home base, which could call the attention of the rest of the team and give Faulkner a nice distraction. Alright, so Gunk's decided to get out of there when the whole team shows up to try to take him out. And yeah, there you go, Gunk. Smart move. Don't blame you at all. Gunk could probably take 2 of them. Probably can't take 5 of them. Or 4, I saw. And teams up with his crew there, and they've met and now are taking out the first crystal. So the inhibitor is down. Minion is killed the inhibitor. That's hilarious. You've got your minions there, and just so happens they get the final kill, and so a minion gets credit for the inhibitor. I mean, it does happen. Alright, so New Haven has successfully fended off the Faulkner assault here, but Faulkner is just kind of regrouping back there, and there they go, taking down Squiggle. And now that the tank is down, they should be able to make a pretty strong push here. Nope. They've decided instead of making a really big, strong push, they're going to take it slow. They're going to go for the top inhibitor here. They're going to make some noise, play it safe. Which you know is good. You don't want to get all up in your head about it. You don't want to necessarily just think that you're unstoppable and make a dumb move and give them a chance to get some gold off their kills and get a little rough. You don't want to give them a chance. So sometimes being a little patient is the better shot. MrOneShot dominating. Although you do see Image get the shutdown there. And it didn't basically take the entire team, but they have repelled the Faulkner attack. So they're just kind of playing cleanup here with some of those blue minions. Skitter and Image. We're tag teaming those. But Faulkner currently has double the kills. They've got substantially more gold. 7 pounds. And they kind of drop back to the jungle here. Probably a good play. Just do a little healing and some resource management. Just pick up some gold. Big final push. And it looks like they run into the John Smith and Social High. Oh no. MrGunk is caught in ambush and not able to make it. But Frisbee takes down Social High. And the Image takes down RapterKlaw. That one did not go Faulkner's way. Looks like Red is going to be able to take down Dragon, which granted, they were probably going to go for Dragon anyway, and Faulkner really didn't take that much HP off. It was just that they happened to get surprised by superior numbers while they were taking on Dragon, and it did not end well. So Faulkner's team is... all of them are dead now, but 2 of the other team are gone, and the ones that they have left are not able to do a whole lot. So Faulkner just needs to take a little time to respawn here. And here they go. Very quickly going to take down the golem, and of course Faulkner still with a pretty big advantage, but props to New Haven for making a rally. They really have tried to made a strong effort to get back. Pizza goes up. So it looks like Faulkner is pushing back, even though it's 3 against 5 here. But they decide to fall back, which is take on the Baron here to try to get minion bonus. Oh, and they're going to try to steal here, but the thing that is Red team steals Baron. Wow, that is not good for Faulkner. So one of their inhibitors has respawned and they get the Baron. So that is not what you want to see. But they do get a triple kill. And have taken an even bigger advantage on that. So they do lose the Baron, which is of course unfortunate. But they are still in a pretty decent position. And OneShot with very little HP is going to try to take that inhibitor down again. So, luck favors the bold, I guess. Look at OneShot. There with like 10% of his HP. It's like frozen up. Hang on. Hopefully we can get that.
Has been destroyed.
There we go. MrOneShot teleport.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
So, looked like everybody is doing some quick farming, which makes sense, especially after they get the Baron stolen from them. They want to get the gold back. They want to be able to buy some upgrade. understandable. Looks like they're going to make the push mid lane. Yeah, there we go. And the fact that that middle lane has opened up has really been sort of an annoyance. Faulkner team is gearing up to do something. Not sure what. And here comes the other team, so it looks like they may be wanting to get into a team fight. Oh no. MrOneShot is silenced and low HP. That is not good for him, especially because he relies on his magic so much. And MrOneShot is taken down, but MethodicalMelody rampages. Then MrGunk is taken down. RapterKlaw in trouble.
Blue team double kill.
It looks like RapterKlaw accidentally attacked the dragon, and then as soon as the dragon came back, he decided to skip out.
Red team's turret.
Alright, so they're going to attack the turrets here, and it looks like they may be going for the win. And there it is, guys. Faulkner takes the win and will be advancing to the next round in the playoffs. Congratulations, guys. Good job. Excellent game. A lot of fun to watch. And we're going to be looking forward to, props to New Haven for putting on a very good show and playing an extremely well-orchestrated second game. They did a good job of keeping Faulkner on their toes, but ultimately Faulkner was able to emerge victorious, and we, of course, are very proud of them for doing that. So it's always a good win, regardless of how you're able to get it. But one of the things that I really liked about that game is you saw the level of team coordination they had. You saw how they were able to really put together a solid game plan that after losing that second one, they were able to, stay on their feet, keep a cool head, make some excellent counter picks, and you can tell in that third game, they really dominated. I mean, they felt very, very ready for that third match. So with that being said, we're going to go to a quick break, and we're going to come back with a interview with Frisbee, Charlie Grete. We're going to do that as after this message.
Bless the corners of this house and be the lintel blessed. Bless the hearth and every board and each place of rest, and every door that opens wide to stranger as to kin, and every crystal window pane that lets the starlight in. At home, I'm going home for solace and safety, home where the world will not break me, home, never forsake me, take me home.
Preparing leaders for the river region and beyond, Faulkner University's Harris College of Business is distinctively different, focusing on ethics and character development in the classroom and building ethical foundations with our new Ethics Institute. Living the mission of Faulkner University to glorify God through education of the whole person, emphasizing integrity of character in a caring Christian environment where every individual matters every day.
As a student at the Harris College of Business, I saw firsthand the mission of Faulkner University. My professors there not only taught me, but they also mentored me. They encouraged me. They cared for me. They instilled character and integrity into me. I mattered every day. That mission hasn't changed. Harris College of Business continues to provide its students with the tools they need to succeed in today's business world.
And welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for being with us here. We are just reporting on a win. So, League of Legends takes down the Chargers 2-1, and that means they are going to advance to the semifinal round of the playoffs. And we are here with Charlie Grete, also known as Frisbee in the game. So, great to be with you.
Great to be here.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to have an interview after a win. So, go ahead and walk us through part of that. You guys did extremely well in the first round, struggled a little bit in the second round, but you didn't lose your head. You didn't think, this is over. You just kind of kept a cool head and were able to play your game, and you were actually more dominant in the third round than you were in the first. So kind of walk us through that process and how you prepared for the third round.
Really, mentally, we were just kind of defeated after the for the last game, but
well, and I think that does speak to you. Can't hear him?
What?
No, your mic's fine. I don't know why it's not pulling through. Try adjusting his sound level. He should be mic 2 on the set. No, not on there, Will, the knob. There you go. Sorry, we have a new mic system. Will's producing it for the first time. He's learning. We're all learning here, so.
Okay, so does that work? All right.
Okay, we've got. All right, good. So sorry about that. So in keeping with that same question, it sounds like one of the things that was really able to sort of steady you is the fact that everybody felt like they had a plan. Like you didn't just, okay, let's do the same thing over and see if it works. All right, here's what we did right. Here's what we did wrong. Let's try to execute this way. Is that what happened, or?
Yeah, kind of. It's more.
Sure, why not? Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So he's, and we have our jungler. Our jungler for
that was a Volibear, wasn't it? Mm-hmm.
Had a more healing role. So I'm more of a hyper scaling kind of champion, but all I do is just healing and shielding. So when I take damage, I don't deal or take damage at all. So all I do is and buff my other teammates. That's the first game was just we outscaled, we outplayed, and we made better decisions than the other team. I will say for the second game, though, I did not make a very good call on the champ that I had to play. That champion, it looked so cool with the new skin. But
you want to test drive the new car, right?
I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, how that one turned out, because my champion was not one that was meant to empower my teammates. And damage dealing champion that was supposed to stun the team dealing damage to mine, while at the same time also dealing a lot of damage to them. But I failed in to hit because, one, their team was way too chunky at first. Weren't really able to contribute that much to the second game, so we were almost kind of down for the whole second game. Also, their top laner was playing a very hard champion for our team to go up against, and that was just they steamrolled through us on the second one. It was just a giant snowball for them in the second game, to where they would just go for kills in team fights that we couldn't really take out because, like I said, we were down like a man just from lack of me being able to contribute. Yes.
There you
go. And after dealing a lot of blows in a team fight, they would just go straight to an objective and just steamroll their way all the way to our base. However, for the last game, kind of went out for we basically had the same kind of team comp for the first game, which really worked out well for us at the beginning, and so we just kind of mirrored what we were doing. However, they kind of banned my champ that I was using for the first game, so that's why we were a little skeptical going into the last one, but we were still able to pull it off.
So one thing I wanted to ask too, that was I thought one of the more interesting maneuvers that you pulled, and I saw you pull it at least twice, is where, at a certain point in the first game, and I believe also you tried it again in the second game, and even though, like you said, you really struggled in the second game, it seemed to have good results even then, is that at some point in the game, you just decided to switch top and bottom line. And that seemed to really catch them off guard on both fronts, and seemed to yield pretty good results. So was that something was that Daniel's call, or did y'all decide to do that on top and bottom lane? Like, what was the result of that? Why did y'all choose to do that?
We'll say this. They didn't really give me that many commands throughout the game, so I was kind of working, switching between top and bottom lane. The strategy, because you never really expect someone else to be
right.
Jungler comes in, because really your jungler is the only one that's supposed to be around certain times of the game. But if you have your support coming in and the jungler, that's 2 extra people you have to worry about. So depending are in a lane at a time, it's really something that'll catch them off guard. However, it was really dominant for the second. To one champion throughout the whole game, because that's just the champion that I played was Yumi. Her whole thing is you stick on another ally and you buff them for the whole game. That's basically it.
I gotcha. Well, thank you so much for being with us, Charlie. It's great to be with you, and appreciate those insights that you gave. You can tell that you really sort of have an inside lane on that, and so we appreciate you sharing that with us. We're going to go ahead and get out of here, but we are, of course, ecstatic that you guys are going to be playing again. We get the season doesn't end here. We go on to the semifinal round, and that game is actually going to be only our second Saturday game of the year. So we will be playing on Saturday. That's going to be against the other game actually hasn't been decided yet. So we'll be playing somebody, and that was going to be on Saturday, November 12th. I do believe that last I checked, because it was between Emory and Vermont Tech, so it'll be against one of those teams. I believe Vermont Tech is the one that came out on top. I will double check that, but either way, we will be here. You know that for a fact. And that stream is going to start at 2 p.m. on this Saturday, November the 12th, so be sure to check in and watch for that. Also, don't forget we do have a Rocket League game, which is scheduled. They are, because they had a bye, automatically getting to go into the semifinal round, not having to play a first game, and that is going to be against Ferris State. That will be Monday, November the 14th at 6 p.m. So be sure to check out both of those games, and be sure to check our social media. Like and follow us there to get all the latest news and any schedule updates that might occur between now and then. So that is going to be all for us tonight, with a final score of Faulkner 2 and New Haven 1. Faulkner does take this round and advances to the semifinal round. that's going to be it for us tonight. Thank you so much for being with us. And a special thanks to our producer, Will, who was doing an excellent job tonight, managing spectate mode and pressing all the right buttons, making sure that we stay on the air for a very long stream, but one that we certainly found enjoyable. So special thanks to him for that one. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you so much for being with us, and we will be back for the next round here on Saturday at 2 p.m. That's going to be it for us. I am the head coach, Caleb Colquitt. A special thanks to everybody at Faulkner Sports Network for helping facilitate this as well. We'll be back for that stream, like I said, at 2 p.m. on Saturday. Until then, stay the course, friends.
The preceding broadcast was an official presentation of Faulkner University. It may not be redistributed without the express written consent of the Faulkner University Athletic Department. Regitar USA Hi-Res Arena is sponsored by Regitar USA. The national anthem was performed by the Faulkner University Chorus. If you would like to learn more about the Faulkner Esports program, visit our official website at faulknereagles.com or follow us on Discord, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram for all the latest news and events. Thank you for watching, and soar Eagles!